And welcome everybody to Enter the Bunker. And today is a very exciting day. Thank you so much for joining us. I'd like to let you know that we are getting into our whole new format. And the new format is going to be all about challenging you to improve yourselves and live the best life you can live. So let's get to it. Part of that best life you can live is here at Enter the Bunker. Because we are inside a nuclear bunker, what you want to do is you want to build those building bricks that are going to help you to be able to build up your life and live the best life you can live. And today's building brick is all about creativity. Yes!
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like creativity.
It's exciting because it gives you a license to do just crazy things, and it's called creativity, right?
I want what he has.
So, my name is Jonathan Bahai. I am the co-host here at Enter the Bunker and also the owner of this 64,000 square foot nuclear bunker, which you've just entered. And I am married with 2 children and love to be able to talk about this kind of stuff that we're talking about today, as well as cryptocurrencies, because I think it's all one and the same. But that's just me.
There you go. And I am Kelly Cadell, also a co-host of this show. I've worked in the bunker for almost 3 years. And when I'm not working, I'm playing with my 2 kids. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. So like you said, creativity.
Why do we need creativity in our lives?
Yeah. What did you say?
Why do you need creativity in your life?
I don't know, but I just want to make one comment on it, because when we were first told that this week was going to be creativity, I was like, I'm not creative. I don't think I'm creative. But then the more you think about it, because when I think creativity, I honestly think like art or drawing, or that's probably like my first thought is being able to draw or paint a picture.
Right.
But that's not just what creativity is about. I don't know what we need creativity so we can live our best life.
Yep.
That's why we need it.
But it's also really good so that when you have more creativity, it allows you to become a better problem solver.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is that there's this classic. I can remember a long time ago. Somebody did this test of like, okay, they would put like one of those like mazes in front of somebody, and they would give it to people, and they would say, okay, whoever can go the quickest to be able to solve this to get from point A to point B is the winner. Right? And so then you put 2 people next to each other, and of course the person and then they say, okay, go. And then the person starts drawing through lines and try to get through there and go through there.
Yeah.
And then the other guy just goes, wins, right? So in his creativity, he didn't see the lines to get there.
Right.
He just went straight from point A to point B to be able to get there. Yeah. So, and that was a creative solution.
Right, because they didn't say not to do that.
Didn't say not to, no.
Yeah.
But because people think inside the box oftentimes and don't have that creativity, they follow the same things, and then they don't find these new solutions that creativity can bring.
So this reminds me of kids, because you'll say, stop hitting your brother, or keep your hands off your brother. So what's the next thing they do? Start kicking their brother. So you say, keep your body parts, every body part, off your brother. What's the next thing they do? Grab a lightsaber, start poking, because it's not a body part. So I know one of my sons in particular, like he is very creative that way. He will find, you have to make sure you word things very well. If not, I catch myself having to reword things because he questions me on it so much, because he's just so thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that reminds me of that. Let's say hi to some of the chat here. We got CPT Vlogs, hello, and Danica and Bruce, welcome guys. Danica says, anything that comes up for me feels more like motivation. I forget yeah. Anything that comes up for me feels more like motivation. I'm confused. I don't know.
So like if you're creative juices are flowing, you're motivated.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, that would be true.
It's going to feel different for everybody, right?
Right. The definition of creativity is the use of the imagination or original ideas, especially in the production of an artistic work. So I guess that's why I think artistic, too.
Well, this is the dictionary after all.
Yes.
So
we need to be creative and think of other ways.
Yeah. Well, especially in the production of artistic work, Yeah, I think it goes well beyond that. I think,
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about creativity in the more human sense,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And about how it affects us. I think that, yeah, the first part, the use of imagination and original ideas, that's really where creativity lives.
I think that they probably could have just ended it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think somebody was just being a little artsy there and decided to say, yeah, it's only creative. You only get creativity in art.
Yeah.
Is what they were trying to put in there, right?
Yeah.
So we could just take that out.
So maybe that's why my brain thought like that, because,
Probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. We have a quote of the day.
Sweet.
What is that quote?
Oh, I'm reading it.
Yes,
Okay.
you read it.
Okay. All right. Quote of the day, folks. Here we go. Everybody in the chat, get ready because I am going to ask you about it. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. The quote of the day here at Enter the Bunker is: make an empty space in any corner of your mind, and creativity will instantly fill it. D. Hawk, founder of Visa Credit Card Association.
Holy moly. What is it? Make an empty space in any corner of your mind and creativity will instantly fill it.
Very interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
How do you guys think that you're creative? Let us know some of the ways that you have been creative or think that you are creative, or any way that I'm not wording that. I could just probably say creative again because I feel like I just said it 6 times in a row. So, yeah, so quote. So we're going to talk about the quote a little bit. You guys let us know what ways that you are creative, and we'll get back to that. So, how do you feel about this quote?
First off, how do you make an empty space in your brain?
Yeah.
In your mind, at least not your brain, but how do you make an empty space in your mind? How do you do it? I think I just did it. Look at that. I just asked you a question. You just went, oh my God, what am I going to do?
People just need to ask a question. I go blank. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Like, actually, I find that when I'm either like in the shower, I will catch my brain thinking about something, and I'm like, why did I think of that? Where did that even come from? Like, when did I even start thinking about this? So maybe that's when creativity, when you're just comfortable, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
But yeah, my brain will just flood with these, and then I don't even realize I'm thinking about it until after I acknowledge that I am, and I'm like, how long have I been thinking about this? Or I don't know.
right.
It's hard to explain, I feel like.
So I think for some people, doing menial tasks, I guess, sometimes can kind of leave an empty space in their minds,
Yeah.
right? So if you're doing something that's repetitive, for example, it allows you to be able to think about something else.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
So
that's true too.
I find myself, for example, a lot of time on the weekends, I end up doing a lot of gardening, right?
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'll start poking away at just like taking out weeds for just hours.
Hours. Endless job.
Yeah, they're everywhere. So as I'm picking out the weeds, I can actually find myself not thinking about anything specific, right?
Yeah.
And then usually within that time frame, like after that's happened, I'll find myself then starting to get into thinking about something specific. So just having that exercise of just leaving some what's referred to sometimes as slack,
Yep.
like space where it's not specifically where you're being productive and whatnot, but you're just allowing yourself to have open time for these things to happen, right? So, and your mind and creativity will instantly fill it. Yeah, so it's just like, the little teacup, and I'll get to do this, yes. Little teacup. And so as you have your little teacup, if it's empty, it can be filled. If it's full, you're not gonna fill it with new creativity.
I mean, you could overflow it.
But then you don't hold on to it.
True. Good point.
Yeah.
I thought of that. Okay, so here is some points to help creativity flow in your brain. Change up your daily routine. Go for a walk somewheres new, and maybe a weekend trip or a trip somewheres after things have settled wherever you are. If you're able to travel now, get to it. But if you're not, you can still sometimes travel locally. Like I went to the falls. Go check out some local stuff if you can. And be resourceful. I think you said that, didn't you? Did you say that? Be resourceful? No.
I didn't say be resourceful.
Okay. Be resourceful. Think outside the box. If you are limited by something, and limiting yourself may give you more creativity room to flourish. What do you
Yeah.
I think that.
So chat, has any of those types of things worked for you in creating creativity? Let us know in the chat and we'll share it on the show.
Yeah.
I like to go for walks big time.
Do you?
Like, as a matter of fact, if I look back at like most of my early years, like, you know, in my teens and my early adulthood,
Yeah.
I spent hours and hours and hours just going for endless walks, like middle of the night too. Like,
That's
I'm
scary.
surprised. Why is it? Well, okay, I can understand why it would feel scary for you. For some reason, I was completely fearless and I just went all over the place. And I'm surprised nothing happened, honestly, because I was out there a lot.
I find I'm more fearful now as an adult than I was as a kid.
Yeah.
Like I've been thinking about that a lot lately, actually, just little things that you do as a kid, but as an adult, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I ever did that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was 17 years old, I traveled around the world all by myself.
Yeah.
I'm like 17,
That's
right?
crazy, yeah.
And you know, I look back at that and I'm just thinking to myself, like, would I allow my kid to do that if he wanted to do
I
that?
know.
Right? And back then, and we're talking back, this was a time when the internet didn't exist.
Right.
So I just dated myself. So the internet didn't exist. So there's nothing to like show me where to go or help or anything, right? I don't have a cell phone. What's a cell phone, right? And so I got into situations that were pretty sticky, and I just somehow got through them. And I was just a 17-year-old kid, like all by myself. And you think about that, it's just like, yeah, I look back at that and I'm like, man, that was crazy. And a lot of people thought I was insane for doing that,
For doing
honestly.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
because they're like, you really by yourself? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I never thought anything of it. But now that I'm like much, much older, I was like,
And
and I
have
look
kids
at,
of
and I
your
have kids of my own, I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah, you want to go travel across Eastern Europe after the fall of the USSR and go by yourself where they're like starving? Don't think that's a very safe thing to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Oh, you want to go
Such
to
a rebel when you're younger,
yeah.
usually.
Yeah. Oh, you want to go to a country where their war broke out and go to a peace rally? But, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. You know. So, and these are the things I did.
Yeah.
So, it was like,
pretty cool.
so what should I encourage my kid to do the same? I don't know. Yeah.
Yes and no. I don't know. Danica says here, I concentrate on my breathing for a few minutes and block all thoughts or meditation. Also says, I feel like I have to say yes, but it's more refreshing and stops anxiety and stress for me. And we had asked her if they found them more creative afterwards, after doing the meditation or just deep breathing. Bruce says, walking all over downtown Halifax when I was a teen. He's referring to stories right now.
Just like me right now. Yeah. I
Yeah.
did the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, so in addition, we can block out time to be creative, play keep away with your phone. So when I first read this, I thought keep away was like an app on your phone.
Okay.
And then I realized it's put your phone away, because yes, when you are creative, you probably going to want to post that on social media and send it to your friends and stuff. But in order to get that piece of creativity, you should try putting your phone away and, again, just letting your mind go and then post it on social media.
There you go. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yuppers. Set deadlines.
Deadlines.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a deadline on creativity.
Let me tell you, my own experience as far as creativity goes,
I think it's never ending.
it's always, yeah, it's ongoing, but at the same time, you never really know when it's going to strike.
Right.
You know, it's almost like the weather, and just under certain conditions, all of a sudden, there's the clouds open up and the rain pours, and you got tons of creativity and it's flowing, and you're just, you know, it's happening, and you just capture what you can in the time it happens. And hopefully you got to write it down, or you got to do something with it, or you got to really experience it and not be like stuck somewhere where you're not experiencing it.
Yeah.
But to me, I think if you set deadlines on it, you might find yourself disappointed in trying to force it.
Yeah, and I think too with you, like I feel like you come up with a lot of creative things when you like have that time, probably when you're walking or whatever. But and I just feel like sometimes you get a plan that you've thought of and you've had the creativeness from it, but then you go home and you think about it more. You'll even talk to somebody about it, and then even more will come flowing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. you build on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's think of it like all things that are living, like it starts with a seed, right?
Yeah.
And if it's something that's, and then you just have to cultivate it, give it the right environment, and it'll grow.
Yeah.
Some people just never do that, and they'll just let it go, and then it's sad because that's like creativity that's lost.
Yeah.
There's probably some great quotes about lost creativity in humanity's history.
Yeah.
So
Chat, do you think setting a deadline for creativity would help? Let us know, or let us know what are some of the things that channel. What? And let us know some of the and let us know some of the ways that you channel your creativity. Maybe we'll make a social media post about that, and y'all can go comment, and then I can help, and we can all help each other be more creative. That'd be awesome. So we have a challenge for the week. Do you think they'll accept it? Let your creativity take over. So, yeah, what do you think they could do to be creative?
to be creative?
Yeah, I want them to let their creativity take over. So do you have anything in mind that you're going to do this week that's creative? And chat, you let us know too.
Anything. Paint a sketch, learn a new song or an instrument, whatever you want. Bring it to life. Share it with us. Yeah.
What do you have an idea? Yeah.
So I think that creativity can be applied in many different ways. And one of the ways that I'm going to apply it this week, I think, is going to be with how I take care of my children.
Okay.
So sometimes handling one of them that's a little difficult, we'll say, very mildly, is difficult. He's a little difficult, and the ways that try to deal with that is not working optimally. So I'm going to be trying to become more creative in the ways that I approach that so that I can get a better result. So that is going to be me trying to apply some creativity to something.
Good, and I
Yeah.
like that it has to do with your family too.
Yeah.
So that's great. Carl's Bitcoin, playing guitars. Bruce says cooking. Cooking. You could be so creative while cooking. So creative.
I can just burn it. That's all I can do. That's what I do.
So today I made eggs here in the bunker,
Oh,
and I didn't have a frying pan. At first I wanted boiled eggs, didn't have a pot. Then and then I was like, okay, I'll have fried eggs. We didn't have a frying pan, so I used a baking sheet, and it worked.
oh,
I was creative.
there you go. Creative problem solving.
Yes, creative problem solving. I think that's probably I don't know how to say that. I think that's the most way that I am creative is problem solving when something doesn't work, finding another solution.
Yeah, find a way to, it's like you want to have something. It's like if that way's not going to work, then I'll try this way. Then I'll try this way. I'll try this way. I'll
Right.
try this way, right?
Yeah.
One of them's going to work, right?
Yeah.
Or end in
Okay.
total disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
It's a
guys.
result.
So follow TikTok at Enter the Bunker, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Might as well, if you're not already subscribed, which I'm sure you are. And yeah, tomorrow. What are we going to do tomorrow?
What are we doing tomorrow?
We are probably going to go more in depth about why it's important to flex that creative muscle. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Flex that creative muscle so that you have better productivity not only in your work life but in your personal life, and be able to be a better problem solver. And life is just more exciting when you're creative.
So true. So
Yeah.
true. I'm excited to see you guys tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will see you tomorrow. Join us on TikTok in the meantime
Bye, guys.
at Enter the Bunker. Cheers. Take care.
Wrong camera.